Hey everyone, I had a chance to stop by BLUETTI's booth at CES last week, and it was super busy with people looking at their excellent power stations and folding solar panels. But I was there to check out their brand new EP900 modular energy storage system. I thought the AC500 was impressive, but this is next level. BLUETTI calls this your personal power plant, and they are not exaggerating. It's perfect for whole home backup or off-grid homes with absolutely no compromises. The EP900 can output 9,000 watts of pure sine wave AC power at both 120 and 240 volts from a single box. No need to tie two units together for dual phase. I think this is a key feature all larger power stations should have, and as usual, BLUETTI is one of the first to market with it. In our house, we've never used more than 8,500 watts of AC power at a time, even when running an induction stovetop, electric clothes washer and dryer, and electric oven all at the same time. The EP900 can handle pretty much any loads you can throw at it. It's also perfect for charging electric vehicles. It recharges from AC wall power at a whopping 9,000 watts, which is pretty ridiculous. For all practical purposes, the AC charging speed is only limited by your home's wiring because this can handle more than 50 amps of power. Dual MPPT solar charge controllers can accept another 9,000 watts of power. It accepts 150 to 500 volts of power, which is the most powerful solar charging I've seen from a unit like this. You'll need 4 residential-sized solar panels just to hit the minimum voltage. And this is definitely meant to handle a large rooftop solar array like the 9 kilowatt system on my house. All of this power is packed into a very compact box that's only 26% larger than the AC500. It weighs a hefty 97 pounds, but the compact shape and integrated handles makes it something that you could lug around. If the EP900 looks familiar, that's because BLUETTI used the same enclosure design as the EP600 that was released earlier this year for the European market. Somehow they managed to upgrade the AC inverter and solar input from 6,000 to 9,000 watts in the same size module, which is very impressive. It's fan-cooled, but is rated at a very quiet 50 decibels. If it's anything like my AC500, it will be super quiet unless you're pushing it very hard. For home backup scenarios, it has a fast UPS feature that switches from wall to battery power within 10 milliseconds for near seamless switchover when the grid goes down. With all that power, you'll need a lot of storage. Fortunately, BLUETTI has you covered with the ability to connect up to 8 batteries for a total of 39 kilowatt hours of storage. The B500 is an LFP battery module with a capacity of 4.96 kilowatt hours. They didn't quote a cycle count, but I'd imagine it's around 3,500 cycles based on the chemistry. The battery has every safety feature you can imagine and a 10-year lifespan. It includes a self-heating function to allow these to be used in a wider range of temperatures than a typical LFP battery, all the way down to 4 degrees Fahrenheit. It weighs a hefty 127.8 pounds, but the integrated handles and compact size should make this pretty easy to move with a friend. You'll notice there isn't a display or buttons anywhere on these. That's because it's controlled with BLUETTI's smartphone app via Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. I like this because it's meant to be stashed away in a basement or garage, and it eliminates the fragile touchscreen. This installation looks super clean too. There aren't any thick cables sticking out of the side like there are on the AC200, 300, and 500 because they're all run neatly inside the protective covers on the left of the unit. AC output and communication connections are located behind the right panel of the EP900. Screw connectors are used to hardwire this to your electrical panel or grid, rather than using AC receptacles like in a consumer unit. When you take the covers off, you can see the B500 batteries are connected with heavy gauge wires for positive and negative, just like you would see in a typical component level install. I really like that there's a heavy-duty DC disconnect on these units rather than a button or switch. This will be much more reliable long term. From a design perspective, I really like how these units look. The light color scheme feels sleek and modern. I think these are probably the most attractive units BLUETTI has ever designed. The more I thought about the EP900, it became clear it wasn't just a scaled-up consumer product like the AC500. Instead, I see it as a fresh take on the server rack mount battery plus all-in-one inverter solar charge controller units from companies like EG4, SOK, and Growatt. Except instead of a bunch of components and wires, you have a neat stack of boxes with integrated cable management. They've designed this to be installed by a professional with an emphasis on creating a system that is extremely robust, compact, and safe, with no exposed wiring or controls. That said, these could be very simple for a person with basic electrical experience to DIY, much like a server rack solution, but the end result would look more professional and attractive. Unlike smaller systems, the EP900 is designed to let you reduce energy costs by directly tying to the grid, like a Tesla Powerwall. Not only can you push energy into the grid when you produce extra power with solar during the day, you can schedule when it recharges from the grid to pull power when it's cheapest, which is called peak load shifting. It's a true microgrid that can back up your whole home during an outage and help reduce your energy bills day to day. These are clearly built for safety and longevity. They're UL and IEC certified for safety and IP65 rated for moisture and dust. It has a best-in-class 10-year warranty, which is impressive and shows their confidence in the product. Personally, I like the clean, stackable design of the EP900 over a rack mount system. It's less industrial looking and more modern. I would happily install this in a finished basement or garage at my house. It would look good and be safe for my children to be around. I'm not so sure I'd say the same for any rack mount system I've seen. From a pricing perspective, I was told the EP900 with 2 B500 batteries would cost around $10,000. I think that's a good value for a 10 kilowatt system considering the power it has. This can easily replace a gas or propane-based whole home backup system that usually costs $10,000 to $20,000 installed. I came away very impressed with the polish and capability of the EP900 system. It's a true microgrid that can pretty much handle anything you can imagine. Alright everyone, thanks for watching. Be sure to check out my other CES recap videos and subscribe to be notified when the next ones drop. Till next time.